Hi everybody, if everyone can find their seats. Welcome everybody to the first slow fashion show at Wayland High School. Yeah. I'm Sarah Garoff. I'm going to help out and MC today. Who here has thrifted before? Raise your hand. Has anyone ever refashioned clothes? Anyone sewn anything before? Cool. Cool, all right, well, you're going to see a lot of talent today. We have sewn outfits, refashioned, and thrifted outfits. I'm so excited. I'm going to hand the mic off to Madiha, who organized the event.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I wanted to welcome you all to the Slow Fashion Show again and introduce myself as well as the event. I am the Green Team president this year, and I've been on Green Team since my freshman year. I've always been passionate about climate activism, and Green Team helped me learn more about it and be more involved in it. I started sewing club my junior year and actually sewed these pants myself. Yeah, they took me like half a year to make, but that's fine. And our goal with today's event is to bring awareness to the fast fashion industry and talk about the impacts that it has on our climate. In our show today, you will be seeing some sewn outfits, fully hand-sewn outfits, some refashioned outfits where people have repurposed an old piece of clothing, and you will also be seeing some thrifted outfits. So, yeah. And now I would like to welcome Madame Langelier, the Sewing Club advisor, to the stage. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. So I started the Sewing Club 6 years ago to share my passion for sewing with my students, and because I think people are longing to learn more hands-on skills, especially in the pandemic. The club meets every Friday in B208, and students have the freedom to create one-of-a-kind garments or explore any other project they might be interested in. I've been amazed and impressed at what students have made over the years, and I love witnessing their creative process. I truly believe that craft brings people together and that making one's own clothes brings with it an immense feeling of pride and confidence. In addition, making clothes, mending, or altering existing clothes, and thrifting are more sustainable practices than buying from fast fashion brands. It's also a way to be original and unique instead of following the latest trend. I'd like to encourage anyone who is curious to check out the Sewing Club on Friday afternoons. And finally, I just have to thank the Wayland PTO for their generous grants over the years that have provided sewing machines and supplies for the club. Thanks so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Snow and I advise the Green Team. We do everything from tend the garden and do composting. We grow flowers, we grow tomatoes and basil and herbs in the garden. We also do events like this. We think about sustainability around the school, and we do some activism as well. We did some walking out of class a couple of years ago. So if you are interested in climate activism or sustainability, come join our team. There's lots of stuff that we do in the school, lots of partnering we do with Wayland Town. There's a lot of climate activism within the town, and they're always wanting the high school to get involved. So just get in contact with me if you want to get involved and enjoy the show.
So for our first lineup today, we have fully sewn outfits, so please enjoy the show.
Our people who are being interviewed for their sewn outfits come on out. All right. Can you say your name and grade? I'm just going to pass the mic. We're going to do this really quick.
Skylar, I'm a senior. Marie, I'm a senior.
When did you guys learn to sew? Tell me a little bit about it.
I learned to sew freshman year, just kind of for fun, because I like thrifting, and it makes thrifting a lot easier. And so yeah, I've been doing it since then. I learned to sew when I was really little, and then I kind of forgot, and then I joined the sewing club, I think, sophomore year.
Cool. How long, can you talk a little bit about like what you guys sewed today, what you're wearing, and how long it took you to sew that piece?
Okay, so I sewed this jacket. It was a bunch of scrap pieces I had, and I just kind of sewed them together. It took me probably like 4 hours, and then on these pants, I just sewed little belt loops on them, so yeah.
Okay, so the only piece sewn is actually my bag, which took probably an hour and a half, but I did it over the course of 2 years because I always had conflicts with sewing club, but that doesn't mean you can't be part of it. Yeah, and then the jacket that I'm wearing is actually refashioned by Ashley, and it has patchworks on the back, and then the dress is thrifted, so only the back is sewn.
Cool, and who or what is your sewing inspiration?
So for this jacket, I was inspired by the J.W. Anderson jacket that he made for Harry Styles. They actually posted the pattern online for free, which is really cool. So I just used that pattern and cut out all the little pieces and made this.
My sewing inspiration is Madame Blanche because every day she wears a new outfit that is sewn and she gets really excited, and I thought I should try it too.
All right, let's give them a hand. All right, up next we have our refashioned outfits. Those who are being interviewed, come on out. All right, we're going to go around once again, say name and grade. I'm just going to pass the mic.
Charmaine, 10th grade.
Isla, 10th grade.
Ellie, 10th grade.
Natalia, 11th grade.
Isabella, 12th grade.
All right, awesome. Now, Isabel, now you sewed what you're wearing right now and also this sweater right here. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I realized I didn't really have a jacket one fall, so I sewed this one, as well as that sweatshirt out of just materials I bought.
Cool. All right, now in terms of refashioning, how do you choose the pieces you refashion?
I usually look for colors that I think would go together, maybe fabric sometimes, and whatever has like a large spread of empty fabric that I can just use a lot.
I usually just look for clothing pieces that I like and can like easily fix, I guess. I usually look for just like plain colors and then some sort of pattern fabric that I can just add to that.
I like to like imagine what would make me buy it, and then so I have an idea of what I would do with it.
Great. Now's your chance to talk about what you're wearing right now, what you just modeled. How long did it take you to make this piece, if you made it yourself?
So what I made is actually what Dasha wore over there. I made both the shirt and the pants. It took maybe 3 or 4 days over the span of 3 weeks.
I made this corset and fixed the dress to, I guess, my size, and it took me 3 or 4 days also. I refashioned this pair of pants. I guess it took me about 3 or 4 days over the span of 2 weeks.
I refashioned the sweater over here, and I would say it took me like 5 days.
Great. And lastly, what is your refashioning process?
I take apart quite a bit of whatever I originally bought, and then I lay it out and just think about what I can make and start making.
I first like brainstorm all the ideas that I want, and then I kind of take it apart and like do what I want. I generally think of like what I would want to wear if I wanted to buy it, and then I just go from there.
Yeah, I would just like find inspiration online and kind of create a plan to make it. And it's like great because you already have like a space and you can just work off of that, so it's really not that hard and easy.
Awesome. Thank you all. Let's give them a hand. All right, you guys can make this way. And yep. And last up, we have our fully thrifted outfits, or a combination of both.
over and I will interview you. Oh, everyone, come on up. Anyone who wants to be interviewed, come on up. So if you can go name, grade, and if not a grade, just...
Miss Snow, 9th grade and 11th grade.
Sydney, I'm a senior.
Miss Langelier, French teacher.
Marie, senior.
Mrs. Lehman, social studies.
Mrs. Carmichael, senior citizen and...
Miss Flores, English department, 9th grade and 11th grade.
I'm Clementina and I'm a freshman.
Lexi, and I'm a senior.
Joel, and I'm a freshman.
Alexa, and I'm an 11th grader.
I'm Chris. I'm an 11th grader. Thank you. If you guys could go around and tell me the coolest item that you've ever bought from a thrift store.
Probably this jacket. I've been told it gives off cowboy vibes. Like, oh, it's very cool.
Also probably this jacket.
I don't actually know. I don't really dress like that, but yeah.
Probably this blazer, or I got a necklace.
Definitely this jacket. I love it.
This suede blazer or chandelier earrings.
Various jewelry that I don't have on, and a pair of black leather pants that are too small for me now.
I'd say this silk shirt, a cashmere sweater, and a lace cocktail dress that was originally well over $200, and I got it for $40.
Different jewelry, and then this crew neck.
I have found some very cool, like, vintage coats at thrift shops over the years. It's a result of going very frequently, though. There we go.
Probably these pants, I wear them all the time. Or also the shoes that I wore for my Halloween costume.
I found a really cool gold dress once. I didn't wear it today because I thought it was a bit too dressy, and some really good cowboy boots.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, if we could bring our attention now to the slideshow before we finish up. huge shout out to Mediha for organizing this. This has been awesome. We're going to have everybody walk again, just to give a huge round of applause for everybody while everyone walks one last time, and then we'll open a short amount of time for everybody to ask questions for a little Q&A portion. But without further ado, Mediha wants to say something. Oh yeah, we have the raffle. Do you want to pick?
Sure, you can announce.
This is for $20 savers?
Yep. Oh, it's Mrs. Pappas.
Yeah, you can come up with the bag and grab it. Do you want to say some final words before we have everyone walk?
So I would like to thank a couple of people. I want to thank Brendan and Olivia for organizing the sound and lights for this event. This wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Sammy for dedicating time and effort into this event and emceeing the show. And I would like to thank Ms. Carmichael for letting us use the lecture hall for this event. And I would like to thank Madame Longelier and Ms. Snow and everybody on the Green Team and Sewing Club for making this happen, as well as thank you all for being a very respectful audience and hyping up the members. Thank you.
We have time now for a Q&A. If everyone back there wants to come on out.
Everyone.
If you would like. You don't have to, but does anyone have any questions for either the Green Team, Sewing Club, any of the models, any of the things, the designers? Don't all talk at once. Yes, go ahead.
Where is your favorite place to thrift around?
Where is your favorite place to thrift around here? You can just raise your hand if you want to answer. Yeah.
Garment District in Cambridge.
Here, I can.
Also the Garment District in Cambridge.
Anyone else have a favorite place to thrift?
Yeah.
Garment District in Savers. Sister Thrift in Framingham.
All right. Anyone back here? Yeah.
Salon, fashion, and other.
Any other questions?
We have a question for the comments, right?
Yes.
For anyone, about how many hours a week do you think you
How many hours a week do you spend thrifting? How many hours a month do you spend
Money.
Yeah?
I don't know about hours, but I try to thrift like every weekend because it's fun. And I get clothes that I really.
Else have anything to add? Yeah.
I don't like plan to thrift, but if I go somewhere and I see a consignment shop, I just go in. It's like fun. So I don't really plan it. It's just wherever I am, there's so many.
So my favorite place to thrift is actually online at Poshmark because I don't have a lot of time to go out to stores. And I use Poshmark kind of like some people use TikTok, you know, I just scroll through. If I'm looking for something mindless, I will type in a particular brand or a particular piece of clothing that I'm interested in. I'll just start scrolling and it's so satisfying.
Not for my age, but for your age, there's Plato's Closet and wall fans, which is great.
I've done that. Great. Any other questions? Yeah, Sarah.
I saw on TikTok the other day about how like there's like price up on clothing now. So many people are thrifting. Have you guys like faced that at all?
Yeah. Have you experienced? Yeah.
All right. So I think that because of TikTok, thrifting has become more of a thing for like, I don't know, like if you can afford to go to clothing places that have like higher prices, cool, do that. But thrifting has started as, you know, if you don't have the price range for those types of clothing, you thrift, you find clothes and like, you find some cool stuff and it's cheaper too. But because of it's like, ooh, it's a trend, right? And so you do it, and so more people are buying it, so more people are wanting more clothes, and so they're raising the prices because they're like, oh my god, people are gonna buy this, ooh. So, yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah. Great point, great point. Not to discourage thrifting though if you're really passionate about it, but it's a good point, yeah.
Another thing to do is, rather than going to thrift stores, something people do is do a clothing swap. So get together with friends, maybe friends who are around the same size as you, and you know, bring a bunch of things and have a get together and swap clothes.
Yeah.
Another idea?
Yeah. Everything I'm wearing is hand-me-downs. Shout out Nadia. Any other questions? All right. Oh yes.
Those of you who sew, like how often do you sew?
How often do you guys sew? Those who are sewers, yeah.
Usually like once a week. I try to do it every day because sewing a project can take a while. So usually I spend a couple hours a day doing it. So it kind of takes, it depends on what I'm sewing, but sometimes it ranges from like a week to a couple months.
I would say I try to sew around once a week, particularly at sewing club. But usually for big projects, it's usually over long weekends or vacations, and I just complete the project then.
Some answers over here. Yeah.
The last time I sewed was 3 years ago. So over break, I sat down for about 3.5 hours just sewing, just because I had a panic moment.
Also, I feel like refashioning doesn't take as long as sewing from scratch. So you could like sew something in a couple of days or in the same day and be able to wear it. Whereas like bigger sewing projects will take more time.
I also really think it depends on the project, because if you're sewing a small pillow that's like 3 inches by 5 inches, that's going to take a lot less time than sewing a seam of fabric onto the length of a pair of jeans. So it really depends, but I think that for at least my project, it took me 2-3 hours. I'm guessing, maybe probably more.
This past weekend, especially because the blizzard canceled everything, I was able to sew for 8 hours a day, basically from wake to sleep. I was very excited about this new project, but usually I try to sew maybe 3 hours a week. Definitely not quite as much as that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So I just want to make another plug for my club. If you guys are, seeing things and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe she made that. I can't believe they made that. You can make it too, for real. And if you come to club on Fridays, we'll start small. I'll start you out small. We have 4 sewing machines, thanks to Wayland PTO, and it really is achievable. You start small and you build up. And so if you're interested, if you're curious, just come and check it out. You can also come and just hang out and watch and see what other people are doing. So that's another little plug for Sewing Club.
Any other questions? Yeah.
What's the difference between thrifting versus free fashion?
So, why don't I, okay.
Yes. Let's go. Okay. Refashioning is you should answer that.
Okay. You have to thrift to then refashion. Well, I guess you could take any piece of clothing, but then you have to alter it in some way for it to be refashioned. Thrifting, you buy it from a thrift shop and then you wear it
without doing anything else to it.
Yeah, so like refashioning it, like you could buy something from any store, correct me if I'm wrong, and then like maybe alter it and add something to it, whereas thrifting is just clothes that have been previously worn or maybe not, but at a thrift store. Yeah.
Have you ever bought like a piece of clothing or a fabric from a store and then made it into a completely different piece of clothing or a different project?
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually bought a green floor-length dress from Savers, and I turned it into something completely different, which is actually Dr. Pants, and I had plenty of spare material.
Cool, anybody else? Done something similar? Oh, yes.
How do you sign up for the club?
How do you sign up for the club? Yeah!
You just show up. You just come to my classroom, which is B208, and you show up. That's it, on Friday after school. And I usually stay for a couple of hours because by the time we get the machines out, by the time we decide on a project, it can take a little while. Right after school. Right after school. Yep. What's that? On Fridays. Oh, sorry. Did I not say Fridays? Yes. Fridays after school, and come on over.
Yeah, and then green team? Yeah.
Friday before school.
Green team is Fridays before school. And pre-COVID, I used to bring homemade banana bread and pumpkin bread. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I also wanted to say that vintage and thrifted is also 2 different things. So thrifted is just when you go and buy something like this. Dress cost me $3.99 from Savers. But if it had a label on it, like a known label, it would probably be more expensive, more like $20, but it would be vintage. So if it was like, had an old label like Gucci or Balenciaga or one of those fashion labels, that would be considered vintage. Yes?
Well, I was kind of...
Different question, go on.
Oh, what happens if you make something and you don't like it?
What do you guys do if you make something and you don't like it?
You take it apart and you make it into something else. Like, literally, that's the best thing about sewing is if you absolutely hate it, you just cut the seams open and you either restart or you just do something new. So it's like, I don't know, it's a very like environmentally friendly and also just super fun hobby to have.
You speak on and I'll say
100% agree with what Skylar said. Also, but if you make something and like it's made well, but it's just not your style, you can try to gift it to someone or sell it to someone who might appreciate it more.
One of the things I love about thrifting is it's not expensive. So if you decide after 6 months that you don't like it anymore, then you don't feel so guilty about it because it costs you $3, which is the same as a cup of coffee from Starbucks.
I really like your question about what if you make something. So just about sewing, what you said about what if you make something and then you don't like it, right? That, of course, like that will happen. But you can avoid that a little bit by starting with things that are really simple projects. Like Natalia was wearing pajama pants she made. We made pajama pants in the club. The fit doesn't really matter that much. You're going to wear them to sleep in. So it's kind of a simple project that you know is going to be an easy win. And then you move on from there and you do small steps. But the thing about it is you are going to do things that you don't like or you are going to make mistakes, but it's such a concrete practice of making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes. Because you make a mistake and then the next project you're like, oh yeah, I remember last time I did that thing, I'm not going to do that this time. And it's just a very concrete practice of you make mistakes, but then it leads to your improvement on the next thing. So it's really, like when I say it's a sense of satisfaction and confidence, it really is. I mean, I know I'm a geek about it, but it really is.
Anyone else have anything to add from the students? Okay. Any last questions? Yeah.
Has anyone up here sold any of the items that they've either made or
Good question.
Yeah, over quarantine I made like a lot of different sewn items, and I started a Depop account where I was able to sell a bunch of stuff that I had sewn, and I made a few $100 from it. So learning to sew is a very fun hobby, you guys.
Anyone else here? All right, we have time for a couple more questions. Yeah, Sylvia.
What's your best advice for complete beginner sewers?
What's your best advice for beginner sewers?
I guess just start with something that you really want to make, because then you won't lose like inspiration to make it. Like if you don't really want to make a tote bag, don't make it. Even if you want to make something that's harder, I guess just go for it, because you're gonna find the motivation to do it.
Ask questions. That helped me a lot on this project. Just if you're stuck, ask for help.
Also, there are like so many cool like sewers and like Instagram or YouTube, and you can like really find tutorials or inspiration from them.
Do something very cheap and just go at it.
Yes.
Like anything, sewing takes a lot of practice, so you're not going to sew something perfect your first time. I've been sewing for a couple years, and I still don't sew things correctly, but it just takes a lot of patience and dedication, and if you keep doing it, you will get better, and you'll see progress.
I would say something similar, just go for it. Just measure twice, cut once, and then just cut it. Don't measure like 10 times. I do that, it wastes a lot of time.
Also, you can do it with your friends, or if you come to sewing club and you're surrounded by other people that are doing the same project, or just more experience. Like when I was sewing, I was asking Isabel for help every like 5 minutes. So it's a lot easier when other people know what's going on.
The other advice I would have is slow down. Like, so I've been sewing for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I've been doing clothes for about that amount of time. When I first started getting into it, I couldn't wait for the thing to be finished, and I would kind of rush through sometimes. Sometimes I would, just get so excited, maybe I would cut corners a little bit. And then I really improved in the past 2 years of the pandemic. And one of the main reasons I improved was because I slowed down. It's like, okay, and the nice thing about sewing is if you have a project that has multiple steps, you break it down into pieces. So if you break it down just step by step, it's achievable. And at the end, you have something you made. It's really exciting.
Yeah, any final questions? Is anyone wearing thrifted clothes right now, or sewn? Raise your hand.
Ask them what they're wearing. Let's hear.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone want to share their thrifted outfit?
Yeah, really.
We want to see your thrifted outfit. Come on, right.
Just stand. Why don't you just stand up? You don't need to talk about it. Yes. Take it out. Oh yeah. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate any final.
Can we ask anybody who might, we have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anybody might want to share from the audience what they thrifted?
Yeah, go for it.
So I thrifted basically everything in my outfit except for my socks and my shoes, because instead of asking my family to be thrifting for years. So I got pants, and then the sweater I got at a place up in Vermont, and then I got this for Girl Scout encampment actually, but it's basically everything that I'm wearing is thrifted.
Cool. Yeah.
My whole outfit is thrifted. The puffer jacket, the sweater, my pants, even the shoes that are so hard to find are thrifted. The beanie, but except my rings.
This is from the Dump Teeth on the Vineyard, which is like free, but it has the tags on it, and it's from a farm in Vermont.
Cool. Any other brave souls care to share? Yeah. That's over here.
All of this is thrifted.
Any last thoughts from anyone up here in the audience? All right. We really appreciate you guys for coming. You've been a really awesome audience. Thank you so much. Thank you all.